All right, now we're over in Visual Studio. And so what I want to do is I want to introduce and walk through the designer. So I've got a simple application here, and this is just the default application. You know, when you create a mono for Android application, this is just the default application that you get. So first off, let's go into our resources directory, and then we'll go into layout, and then we'll go down to the main.axml file. And we're going to open that up, and so let's start, and here we go. So you can see that visually, boom, here is a view of the layout. So first thing to notice here is that we've got some zoom controls. Why are we interested in the zoom controls? Well, first off, notice that our layout, you know, it's larger than our screen size here. So first off, let's go here, and we'll click this specific button. And what this is going to do is this is going to scale down our image so that it will fit within our amount of screen real estate we've got. So we've got this view now. We can see, hey, here's our design surface, and here's our pretty much our full layout. So let's start over here on the left-hand side. So you'll notice that we've got our toolbox, and I've got the document outline showing here. We start in the toolbox, and you can see these images and the media group. Then you can also see the layout group. And I had mentioned the horizontal and vertical layouts previously, so here they are. We could go in, we could change that linear layout depending on, you know, the attribute that's set. We can also change it based on what we drag out onto the screen. Okay. Notice we've got some of our other groups of views. We've got a lot of our form widgets, so, you know, the buttons, the checkboxes, you know, those other user interface elements. Notice that we also have a group. Let me scroll this down. Okay, now notice that we've got various text fields. So we can have, you know, basically a text view that can be put in. We can have text views that are optimized with the appropriate input types, and you can continue on and on. You can see that these are set up for us, and I think that's really valuable because that's going to allow beginners who are getting into mono for Android to see these items and not have to worry about the attributes. They can go in and we can look at the XML and you know, see what those values are. So go down just a little bit forward. You can see there's a time group, and then we've got some other layouts there. Okay, now across the top is a very valuable section. This is our resource qualifiers. I had mentioned them. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to take a screenshot of this and then put that into some PowerPoint slides, so I want to spend just a little bit of time on this. This is going to be basically where we can change the layout of our the display of our layout. So we've got, you know, we can set the size. So if I want to go and I want to use a larger size, say, what is this going to look like in a tablet? So we'll go from the 3.7 inch, which is the default display for mono for Android Designer. So what is this going to look like in a tablet? Okay, so we get this general look. We can see, okay, here's what it'll look like in portrait mode. We could also say, what is this going to look like in landscape mode? We typically are more interested in what we see in a tablet in landscape mode. That's kind of the common view for it. Notice that we also have other items that we can select. So we can select different versions of Android. So for example, we can change and we can see, okay, what are we going to get if we look at this as if it's running on a stock Android 2.33 API level 10. So I'm going to select this, and then boom, it'll switch over.